Where the white women at?
Alright, in that case, let's turn this music down just a little bit. Make sure that's still good, and fantastic. We are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back, as always, to the Lich's Archives. Good news, A-Rod's wife is fine, so we don't need to worry about that, and we can actually just get right back into this. Sorry for this session being a little short, but last we left off, our lovely adventurers here of Inflict Heroics were still making their way towards Fay Pond. Last time they were weathering a couple of storms. They ended up having to hide into some caves at some area to escape the mud sharks that were closing in around them, and that was where they weathered their storm. Inside there, they came across several markings that made them think that perhaps there were other people in this cave at some point, specifically some orcs. They hazarded some guesses that perhaps it was the Stone Tribe or maybe even the Blue Hand Tribes or a mix of the two, and that's where they passed the night. The following morning, they exited from this cave and found a small goat trail winding its way up through the mountain, and that's the way they decided to go, with A-Rod leading the way. This time they weren't as far scouting as usual, as it was a very thin, very
Narrow?
narrow. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. A very narrow path. But in such place, they were actually vulnerable to ambushes, and they were beset upon by an evil goat who managed to knock Cole to the ground and cause a little bit of havoc with his bleating. But not being turned away by a simple goat, they continued on, and eventually they found themselves face to face with a tiefling goat holder. There was a brief conversation about what's going on here, who comes up, and he explained that he simply lives here with his goats and asked the party to not slay any of them in their passing. He also mentioned that up ahead, recently, a group of 3 or 4 kids had gone up this pass as well from the town of Fay Pond, and they were apparently hunting some bears. Closer to the end of the night, we'll say about 3 p.m.-ish, sun is still there, but it's definitely starting to be on its decline. We're well past the zenith in the day. No sign of rain or anything like that. As you guys were making your way through these mountains, you could hear a call for help. Assy, remembering the words of the goat holder, wasted no time and immediately took off from the group, running in that direction. A-Rod, you quickly moved off to the side, took out your bow, and you did what you did best, which was hiding and trying to track as best as you could, as Kor and Shalasha also quickly followed in Assy's direction. What you guys came across were indeed 4 kids. I have this here. 3 kids, yes. A tabaxi, some younger female dwarf, and then a human who seemed like he had met the bear and was not doing too well. Shalasha, you attempted to heal, but after administering the magics you could, it soon became clear that this was a little beyond your talents and that he would need something more. You would either need a lot of magic or a lot of care, and just on this mountain, he's not going to survive. So quickly, with the help of your friends, you put him on your back, fastened him there, and that is where we are coming back in. The 4 of you, as well as the other 2 teenagers, are following you. You guys are moving towards the edge of this cliff. When you get to the edge of this cliff, you can see Fay Pond far below. You guys are about 1,300 feet up in the air overlooking this town. From this distance, it's a little hard to see for some of you. You'll have to strain your eyes, but that's where you are. You're at the edge of this cliff, the 4 of you. Shalasha, you have this larger human strapped to your back. The dwarf is there as well, and then the well-dressed tabaxi in his furs is also there. What's the plan as you reach the precipice of this cliff? Yes?
I am going to, once we get there, sit down, rummage through empty space, pulling out the largest book I have, ink, pen, some parchment, and I snap my fingers, gain the attention of like the closest of the two less injured kids. Hey, what the fuck is your guys' names?
As you snap, the tabaxi looks towards you, but you can see that the dwarf is just looking down the cliff, and she is like, she's not moving. She's like, she's in shock looking down. Like, she's just completely paralyzed, and she starts like backing away from it. The tabaxi speaks rather quickly as he looks towards you. He's a little sharp in his reply, and he stumbles over his words. Thilby. You can call me Thilby. That one's Basha. And he like reaches over and he like puts his arm around the dwarf and like, you know, tries to like snap her out of it, and he like shakes her gruffly. And she's like, "No, I'm not going down there." It's like, "Basha, calm down. We're not going over yet. Are we?" And he looks towards Shalashar. What are you doing right now, Shalashar?
Remember I did cast a cantrip on the injured one to make sure that, like...
Yeah.
After my medicine check and everything, just to make sure, like, he couldn't decompose if there's any, like, dead tissue. I'll be rummaging around in my pack, and I would have slung it over my front, so I still have access to everything as I need.
Got it. See, are you at the cliff though? I'm just asking where you are, and then I want to jump back to Assy here quickly.
Yeah, I'm at the cliff. I'm a couple feet away from the cliff. I'm just kind of rummaging around in my bag.
Okay, so you're going through. Now, what did you want to do, Assy, as they like say their names? You have your quill out, you're writing.
I would actually like the spelling of those names, just so I have it for my own notes.
For your own notes.
Yeah.
Thilby is Thillby.
B-Y, and that's the tabaxi?
Yep. And then Basha is Basha.
Basha, and that's the dwarf?
Yep.
Yeah, and then the last one was...
Richardson.
Basha Richardson?
Basha, and then the human that's tied to the back. You were told recently that his name was Richardson.
Oh, like Richardson. Richardson.
Yes,
oh,
Richardson. Yes. Can you guess what his father's name is?
Dick.
Dick.
Dick. You got it. Nothing gets past you.
I write out quickly, Mach 5 as fast as I can, 2 copies of the same note. And I go like, and I have my familiar take one in each, like, little claw of his, go down to the town, find the 2 most important, like, the 2 best armored looking people, like people that look like they know what the fuck they're doing, and deliver these notes and come right back here. And in the notes, I write that I am an adventurer from the group Inflict Heroics. I have found Philby, Basha, and Richardson. Richardson is badly injured. We are on the mountains in this direction from the town. Currently, however far up, and he needs immediate attention.
Okay.
And my familiar just flies off.
It does indeed, just quickly goes off over the edge and goes into a dive. How fast does your familiar move?
He is an owl, so like, I think his fly speed is 60.
60.
Yeah.
Well, plus he's diving, right? So is he like flying, or do you think he's just like full on diving?
Oh, he's like whoop as fast as I can get him moving.
All right. You are connected to this animal. Can you make an arcane check?
Yeah, I can maintain the connection for such a distance.
I know.
Ooh, that is 18 on the die plus, you said arcane?
Yep.
22.
22. As he starts going, right, and you are so connected with this thing, you can, like, roughly feel, like, where he is and his presence, but he's getting farther and farther, and suddenly it's just gone. He wasn't killed, he wasn't injured, but suddenly it's like he hit something and just...
Can I just tell from my connection that he went back to his plane?
You can tell Yes, he's gone back to another plane of existence.
That's probably not good.
I'll be like rummaging my bag. What are you talking about?
I think my buddy just got sent back to his own place.
Elaborate? I don't know how familiars work.
Well, I don't know. I've never had this happen, but I summoned him, and now I think he got sent back to his own plane.
Is it? If I remember correctly, the goat herder, the one with Black Phillip, he said there was something about Fae Pond has never been hit by rock slide, I think he said. Could it be some magic from the pond itself? Could be protection?
Goat.
Maybe. I'm gonna start,
Black
I'm
Phillip.
gonna write down 2 more copies, and I'm gonna have him fly around the long way.
So you want to bamf him back?
Yeah, I'm gonna bam from back.
Okay. You actually tell that you need to bamf him twice. Because he didn't actually go back. So you need to send him away from wherever he is, and then bring him back.
Okay.
So you need to, like, focus pretty hard to do this, but you are able to bring him back.
Okay, so if I know that he's in a different plane, but he's not on this one.
You think so? With
He's-
that
he's
arcane
not on-
check, you're unsure. You just know there's something weird is going on here. But you're not, you're not 100% sure as to what just happened. This is like, I'm not a wizard moment. But something's weird.
Okay. But I don't think he's on this plane, and I'm pretty sure he isn't in his home plane. He's some other location. I'm gonna leave him then. If I don't think he's returned to his plane.
Well, you only know this once you try to bamf him out.
Okay.
Because
okay.
you do it once and he doesn't appear. And you're like,
Okay, then I try again.
and then he appears in front of you. Still clutching the envelopes.
I don't know why you did that, but try to avoid whatever.
Just-
Try that again.
That-
Like go around
So
this time.
He goes, but it's going to be a bit of a longer way, and you guys can actually see he's
Yeah.
like, instead
But
of
at
like
least this way
nose
we get a
diving,
message there.
he's taking a lazier path. Avion and Cole, you two have been relatively quiet. What are you two doing in this moment as you see Assy doing this, Shalashar rummaging through his pack, just having this conversation over his shoulder?
Was I stealth this whole time? I forget. Did I go into stealth
You
whenever
came
we
out-
met the group?
I think Cole helped tie up, so I think you've been stealth this entire time.
Then I'll stay stealth this entire time.
Okay,
The
so
less they see me, the better.
alright, fair enough. So you're still just ninja in the dark.
I'm tying my rope to a tree. I look over to Assy and just mutter, "Stupid chicken." When I'm done.
Hey, Kerr.
Mm.
I have a better idea than that tree. We're gonna need as much rope as we have.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking we can magically put some together, can't we?
Can we?
We can.
Well, I'm thinking take 2 pieces of rope, frame a bit, put them together, and mend it together.
Yeah.
Uh.
I'm going to embed the rope in the mountain.
Philby speaks up at this point, and he goes,
I start untying my
how
rope.
much rope do you have?
I've got 200 myself.
I have another 100.
That's 300. Anybody else have
50.
rope?
50.
50 from me.
50 from you.
Anybody know where
Avon!
Bowboy is?
Avon, you butt, give me all your rope!
You just rope flies out of the fucking air.
I'm just gonna like kind of toss it from a bush really quick. Just
Just the bush sneaks over.
That's about 350. How much do you have, Avon?
50.
50?
Make a
Yes, that's
stealth with
400 feet in total.
disadvantage. Just
All right, I'll roll it.
You whip this out, try to quickly dodge back
And
in.
I like,
Well, first one's a 19. And the second
Where
one's
did
a
that
nat
luck
one.
come from?
So you just, I imagine you just literally just tie your rope to your arrow and just shoot it straight up in the air, and it just,
I was thinking of it more like I'm like working you, I'm weaving it, and it just like smacks me in the back of the head.
Well, no, he threw it, right? He's trying to hide again, so it's more like he like throws it and then like goes to dodge back and he like just like slams into the tree. Not enough to like hurt himself, but enough that everyone hears like a little
God
tongue
damn it.
sound.
It looks.
Yeah, just
Just needed the rope, huh? Just had to have the rope.
Yeah. And I'm gonna start like playing the ends and like twisting them back together as I can, and as I'm doing it, I'm like humming to myself like the song that my father used to sing
goodbye
whenever
horses.
he was like doing any really delicate work.
okay. And as you do this, the rope is becoming one, but behind you, Bash is still like freaking out, and she's like, "That's not enough rope. We're not gonna get down this. We're gonna die." And she's freaking out, and Thilby's trying to calm her down, but you can tell he's not very social, and he's just like, whatever he's saying, she's just getting louder and more frantic.
It occurs to me that this is the first time they met me. At this whole point, they thought there were
Yeah.
3 people in the group.
They didn't even like notice in this moment. Like she is causing such a scene that even with your nat one, they did not notice.
I'll take that.
I'm going to leave my stuff where I pulled it out of my pack, and I'm going to turn around and I'm going to carry Richardson over, and I'm going to kneel in front of her. Look, there's 2 ways we go about this. Number 1, you spend however long, hours, days, going back down the mountain the way we came, and you come back around. Number 2, we go down the cliff face, we're tied in, we're anchored, and you trust the fact that we, and I'm going to gesture to my party, are able to get you down there safely. I know you don't like heights. That much is apparent. But trust us to save his life. Can you do this?
Make a persuasion with disadvantage.
16, and that one is a 11. No, that one's a 13.
13. She like stops yelling at this point and she like looks over the mountain. You can see like she's like pale and then she just faints. She just turns ghost white looking over the edge of the. She doesn't fall off, but she like falls backwards and like Sylvie grabs her and he's like trying to fan her face.
He's bombing the
Maybe-
bushes.
Maybe one of us should go around with her. Salashar and I can try to get down ourselves with just him. You guys can come around, and if I go with Salashar, my familiar can lead a rescue party from the town back to us.
Or we
Yeah.
can just tie the rope around her and lower her down while she's up.
We don't
Back
have enough
out.
rope to make it the whole way down ourselves. We're gonna have to stop halfway there at the closest ledge we can get. Which reminds me, I'm gonna reach into pocket space, pull out the final pair of pants that I stole in that bathhouse way back at the beginning, and I start taking a knife to it.
Okay.
And I make like a harness to really help hold Richard onto Salashar.
Yeah, I'd
Like leather straps, and I'm using like mending to like push back together, and I'm also using part of my leather working repair kit that I picked up earlier.
You
I'm,
can
like,
make a
really-
roll and add your proficiency.
Yeah?
Yeah, d20 plus prof.
Dexterity maybe?
Nope, it's just this is a proficiency check.
Okay, fair enough. Ooh, that's not great. 14, 15, 16, 17.
I mean, it's enough that with magic you're able to indeed make this harness, you know? Exactly as you described, eventually you do have some sort of harness with bits of leather, and it's a bit more secure feeling than whatever Shalashar had originally done with his, it was rope you used?
No, it was extra. It was my extra cowl, like my full cloak.
So this is definitely a step above that.
It's feeling a little bit more snug.
Right. And at this point, because unconsciousness doesn't last very long, Basher is like starting to like come awake again. She's still definitely pale. She has to stand up, and Philippe's like holding her down is like, no, just calm down, stay like
I'm
this.
just gonna-
You're
I'm
good.
just gonna reach out and put my hand on the back of her head. Just take a deep breath. I'm gonna cast guidance on her.
Guidance.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you guys think? Small group going down quick as we can, and then meeting back up in town?
Because, okay, finish doing the ropes. I'm gonna walk over to my little pile and I'm gonna grab all the pitons I had. I'm gonna grab these. I'm gonna put them down. Okay. So I'm going to insert the rope into the mountain. Right? Anchor point.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to rappel ourselves down. I'm gonna anchor ourselves in every 25 feet.
I got another 10 as well, so that gives us more of these to work with. I'm gonna start pulling mine out.
I think when we get to a ledge, something, we can basically tie ourselves off, hold on. I think your owl is going to be very, very important. We're going to lose on a couple feet of rope, but when we get to the end of our rope, you need to send your owl up there to cut the piece that's in the mountain so all the rope falls to us.
Yeah.
So we can reuse it, but we're going to lose a foot, 2 feet. We just need to make sure that we're...
Epidot's going to the town right now. I don't know how long it's going to take. I can't tell until he gets back within range.
Yeah, and you like
And
look
that-
over, and you can see Epidot, like they're definitely taking their time this time as they're like coasting down slowly. They're getting close to the town, but you know, like they're still in visual range at this point. You can still see them.
If it was a
Really
horizontal...
can't come down. Maybe leave a couple of them here, and just like the smallest group necessary goes down. Rope's less likely to break with less weight on it too. But I'm worried about if we have too many people on that mountain. It's the difference between one or two of us falling and all of us falling.
Yeah. Cat, and I'm just gonna turn to the tabaxi.
He like
Didn't
looks
get-
at you.
Didn't catch your name. My apologies. Is there any magic casters in Fey Pond?
Zap's there.
Do you know anything about magic? Do you know if they can cast Magic Circle? Anything?
He works at the museum.
Great. Think of it. Yeah, my worry is that if we leave you up here, I'm not certain if you pissed the bear off. I'm not certain exactly what happened, but if we leave you up here, you are stuck here until we can get something resolved.
Yeah, and it's 4 days back.
Do you have food and water?
No, we used most of it getting up here, and then we got lost for a little bit with him, and he gestures towards Richardson. We're not doing too well.
Okay, I'll lead the kids back. You guys give us whatever extra rations you can spare for them. And I'll
I already
get
gave
back
them
for
my,
more
Yeah,
hay.
you
I
guys
already gave them 2 weeks of rations.
Yeah, sorry. I guess technically I'll take that back. They're like, yeah, we got the food you gave us.
Kerr, the only thing I can think of is the Goatman's house is just down the trail. It's an hour and a bit. You can stop there. We'll see if we can get a party of horses or something back. I mean, you have your mount, right?
Yeah. Actually, give me your map, then I can just lead them down, because that'll give me the way,
And-
won't it?
I'm gonna pull out my earring of message. I'm gonna offer it up to you. I want it
Thanks.
back though.
Isn't message only 100 feet?
Not with these earrings. These earrings.
These earrings are like
Oh,
pairs.
these ones are paired.
Yeah.
Because I bought an unpaired one.
We can use it to cast message with each other, and that's it.
Is that like once a day?
Mine has 10 charges.
Oh, okay. I'll check in like once a day then. You guys get the injured kid to town as quickly as possible.
I'll have something to update you on. One of us will.
Alright. I'll reach in. Out of curiosity, if it was like a horizontal, just no verticality, how far is it from here to Fate Pond? Like 2 kilometers?
Like I said,
10 kilometers?
no verticality.
Yeah, if it was just flat plateau.
As the owl flies.
It's like 60, 80 feet. Like it's like this is like pretty much built at the base of this cliff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Also,
you
like,
guys-
I was thinking.
Units were there, that's it.
Let me double check my map, but I believe that's what it is. I believe it's
I was
like
thinking like off in the distance.
super close. No,
It'd
it's
be like a day's
Yeah,
travel.
I figured like we were over top and it would be like on the their horizon or something.
You know what would be useful right now?
A
Speaking
wizard.
out of character? A wizard.
Alright.
Featherfall.
yeah, that
It's
would
just
have
like,
trivialized
just-
all of this.
just-
Do. Fey Pond.
by the way, I multi-classed
Oh
one
yeah,
level.
no,
of
it
wizard.
it actually is a ways away still. My bad. I take that back.
But it's like a day's travel, right?
Not even like like probably like a 2-3 hour walk from like the base of the cliff. Like it's still
Okay, still substantially far,
from
but
up here you could almost throw a rock and hit it, provided that the rock didn't disappear into whatever that was.
into the void.
All right. Good luck, guys. I'll start herding the kids back and start taking the long way.
Oh, Cole, before you go,
What?
I'm gonna pull out the first of the rings that I made. Hold it out to you, and it's like this, wire copper piece that in primordial reads heroic.
I can't read that, but okay.
Look, making them for all of us. I'm gonna pat you on the shoulder. Good luck, buddy.
Thanks.
I'm gonna give you bardic inspiration without even realizing it.
I'll stick it onto one of my horns.
Right. Oh. The kids are like just sitting there, like they looked a little like they're like looking between you guys, trying to figure out, like
Alright. Come on, up, walkies.
We'll be fine.
You're taking the kids on walkies.
we're walking back.
Yep. One of you can ride Mr. Fluffykins there.
Hey, look
Or
over
maybe
at it.
2 of you if he can handle it.
I mean, he probably could. I think almost all 3 of you could fit on him. Cause you're
Yo,
light, then we have a dwarf, and then we have a very kind of spindly tabaxi. So like the 3 of you together are probably just pushing 300 pounds.
I'll walk and they can ride him.
Okay. Thilby
Better
is
off
going
that
to
way.
like just turn towards not a Assy and Shelsha, and he's just gonna go, "Thank you, I do appreciate this."
Of course.
Um,
Just to double check before you go, you don't have any rope on you, right?
nope.
Okay. Get back to town safely. We'll see you there.
Okay. They'll go off with Cole. Do you want them on Mr. Fluffykins?
Honestly, yeah, I would rather have them riding.
Okay.
Just in case things go bad, they can take off.
Am's great.
Takes a little bit of work to get them on it. Not because of Mr. Fluffykins, but because they seem like they've never ridden before. And especially, they kind of like eventually bashes in the front, and Thilby's like behind her, and he's like has his arms around her. But it's like it's a very awkward thing, You know, they do not look smooth on this thing, as Cole, Mr. Fluffykins, and his entourage of teenagers. Are you going back the way you came, or which way do you want to head?
Well, I have to go back the way we came to get to where.
If you want to go to the goat holder, but there's, you know, looking at this map, there are other ways. You know, some go forward and loop back through, the others do go back towards the goat holder. So you tell me, which way do you want to go?
I want to take the route that has the start closest to us. How about that?
So you can go back the way you came. That'll be a day, and then about 2 days through the woods, so for a total of 3. The others are where you haven't been yet, and it's maybe 2 days. And that would have been, you know, it was 4 days to get down there, send someone back up, so then it was 2 and 2. So you can take the way you know for 3 days, or a brand new way for 2.
I'll stick to the way I know.
The way you know. Alright.
Yeah.
It's only the way you know for today. Just to be fair, but alright. You got
And
it.
I'm gonna keep a sharp eye out for that goddamn goat.
Alright, you got it. And that leaves you two standing there and A-Rod nowhere in sight.
I'll finally come out of the bushes. God, I thought they'd never leave. Jesus. Do you see that? I
Just
nailed my
red
face
mark.
on that. It just nailed my face on that tree.
A little
My
bit
hair
of
messed up?
sap just
That's
on the
what I
cheek.
saw.
Is my hair okay? Does it look okay?
You look beautiful.
Fine.
Thank you. Jeez.
I
Okay.
need you to do something for me, A-Road.
What is it? Maybe.
Was I able to see where, with my passive perception, when when Dottie flew over the cliff and disappeared into the fucking ether? Did I see whereabouts she disappeared?
You could guess, but like there's no real frame of reference because it just happened midair, right? So you could say it was roughly here.
Well, can I tell like a height, a place on the mountain, in like a general area?
Roll an intelligence check.
1.
Or wisdom.
Wisdom, and do I get to add proficiency?
Nope.
Just through wisdom.
Yep.
That is a 12.
12. It was a little over halfway, around the halfway mark. You see that point where like it juts out a little? Yeah, that's about halfway. You can't put a number to it, but yeah, it's halfway, give or take.
I have a little bit of a bad feeling. I need to double check.
Okay.
When Dottie disappeared, she was flying partway down the mountain. I can't
Wait.
say for certain.
Dottie disappeared?
When I sent my familiar out, like partway through, I lost connection.
Okay.
I need to know
Good.
if that was like an anti-magic zone, because I can dispel magic.
Now,
It's not active. I need to know if it happens to all things or if it's just magic.
So you want me to shoot an arrow in there?
I want you to shoot an arrow and see if it passes through, if it keeps going down. Because I don't want to enter some invisible portal to who knows where.
now I did notice something odd about it, though. Dottie was sent to another plane. And I know this because if Dottie was just removed from this plane and not put somewhere else, then when I snapped first time, it would just appeared. But I had to snap twice.
That's
I
why I'm
sent Dottie
curious.
from wherever Dottie was to their home plane and then back to here.
That's why I'm a little worried. You had this troubled look on your face. And that's what I want to know. If you shoot your arrow through, and there's a problem, we can't go down.
Well, let's find out, and I'll knock an arrow and I'll fire it. Get as much range out of it as I can.
You shoot this arrow. Are you shooting towards the town, straight down? What's your aim?
I'm trying to like arc it.
Arc it up. Alright,
I'm trying to
so-
get it as far out as I can.
Alright, so you watch it goes
Doing that,
out
I'm also
over the
gonna drop
woods.
some leaf.
And as it starts going down, gathering speed, and then suddenly disappears. But you
Oh,
guys
I'll be damned.
also watch this leaf, and
Yeah,
it
I'm
takes
gonna
a
drop
while.
leaf and a rock too.
Alright,
I'm like, just drop them down.
you'll see that the rock similar kind of place disappears, but the leaf just continues to drift down.
I think it's about the speed of what's falling.
Speed, that's oddly specific. What kind of magic can do something like that?
Hold on.
Well, okay, I was
I'm gonna go.
thinking about this when I was growing up. Like, I thought, man, it would have been so cool if there had been like a barrier that kept things from moving too fast down the cliff by home. Because I'm Milscott, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was looking here and I'm like, damn, this is exactly like the cliff that the mill fell from.
So you
When
think it's
something moves
based
too
on
fast, it
speed?
falls.
I mean, the leaf does support that theory.
Can I? Are there 2 bushes?
Like, not in like arm's reach, but yeah, you could find 2 bushes.
How big are they?
Depends how much you want to look for. What kind of bush are you looking for?
Anything that I can see from a distance.
From up here where you are, or down there?
From where I am. So I just want to, like, if on the top of the mountain here, is there a bush I can see?
Yeah, there's one big enough to hide A-Rod.
Okay, I want to take it.
A rod-sized bush.
I'm gonna take out my axe and I'm gonna just start cutting it.
Start chopping it. Alright,
I'm gonna come back with 2 bushes.
now,
1 minus 1.5 is 2. Correct?
sure.
I want to throw one over the side of the mountain.
Make a strength check. Let's see how far it gets.
That is 17 plus 2. Can I use athletics for it?
Nah, it's fine. That's enough to like heave it out. And it's far enough away that it'll clear the cliff. And as it
Okay.
goes, roughly the same spot, vanishes.
Then I'm going to go to the end of the rope that Assie had mended together. I need you to mend the rope to the bush.
Okay, I'm gonna make a loop and like wrap it around like the biggest part of the bush and like score the end of it and then like put it together and mend it.
Does it seem
Tight? Yeah. They've mended it into this bush. It is one with the bush.
one with the bush? Perfect. Same. I'm gonna walk to the edge and I'm going to hang it over and I'm just gonna slowly start letting the rope down.
Okay.
And I want to just see how far I can let it. We have
Eventually it goes all the way to the end of the 350 feet if you let it.
450.
yeah with Kurz it was 450.
Right, eventually, you get to the end of the rope. Bush
Did it
hanging,
seem-
just bouncing against it.
Did it
against the cliff.
seemingly pass that
Yeah.
height?
Not quite. It'd be about 600-700 feet down where things disappear. You guys get to 450. You know, I said about halfway, right?
Is there a decent
Insane.
ledge there?
I think we just scrapped the whole idea of trying to climb this cliff face, guys. It's not looking too good for us.
This is our only chance. It's
What about walking? We can catch up with Cord.
2 days that way,
Yeah.
3 days that way. He has less than 12 hours, maybe 12.
Ugh. I mean, screw it. I can just go for it. I'll just start climbing down.
I'm gonna climb down with you.
Alright, can I get some athletic checks? And then Cole,
Yeah.
I'll jump to you in a minute as well.
Let
Unless,
me get this rope situated.
$15.
15. Assy?
17. Jack of
17.
trades.
And Shalashar, you want to do what with the rope before they start climbing?
I'm going to use meld into stone. So, can you cast it as a ritual? So
What does
take
that
a
look
couple
like?
minutes. I'm going to start And basically where I want the rope situated is on the top before it hangs over. I'm just gonna start moving my hands in and out of my cloak, and I'm gonna start pulling like a black essence. I'm gonna be smoothing it into the ground, almost like a really shitty Acme hole from fucking from way back in the day. And as I put more and more myself into it, I can almost fit like my arm in there, and the ground and the rope starts to kind of blur, almost like they aren't technically there. There's some gap between worlds almost.
Yeah.
And I want to reach down and I want to put the rope into it, and I'm going to let it kind of fizzle back into existence.
And then suddenly the rope is stuck fast in the stone as if it was one.
Yeah.
Mended in place, if you will.
Just score the mountain.
Nice. And can you also make an athletics check for me?
Are absolutely fucking right I can.
Get in here.
21.
What's your strength again?
Mine is a 15, but I also have proficiency,
Well, I'm
expertise.
just... And what do you weigh?
Oh, also, I'm gonna take everybody's bags and just throw it into the space for the time being.
112 pounds.
Or at least as much as I
112?
can.
Yeah, that's strong enough to hold you and this guy, because you're skeletal, so you're able to
I don't have a
actually
lot of
hold on
extra
to him. Yeah, it's not too much weight for you to like support your way on the way down. Who's going down first?
I am.
Right?
I think I need to. Unless you can hammer these in at the proper points. I'm gonna gesture to a little pile of steel pins.
Actually, maybe I
Wow.
should go down first, because I can do that too, and I don't need to be rummaging around in any sacks to carry them.
Yeah,
Ooh, yeah, that's a good
well,
point.
that's not a bad idea. I do have a fail-safe, though.
Alright.
It's unfortunately just for me in this one, but
So who's on top?
I'll be probably at the crown.
Okay,
I'll be in the middle.
got it. You
I'm
definitely have
gonna-
the most uncomfortable job, A-Rod, as you can't go too fast, and whenever you look up, you just see Shalashar in his heavy armor and another dude strapped to his back, just directly over top. And the whole time you're going down,
Hanging
you're
out.
thinking, if this dude slips...
How's your grip there, Solishar? You doing okay?
I got pretty bony hands.
Okay, just I'm a little nervous, but okay. I trust you.
I am gonna keep one of the pitons with me, so worst case scenario, the rope gives or something, I can basically slam it in and kind of grab it to try and make sure we don't fall.
Yeah, you'll just meld stone with it.
Yeah.
Alright, Assy, you are going first, and you have the important job of getting some pintians into this here mountain.
Does come with a hammer in the Dungeoneer's pack.
Yeah, I've
Can
got
you
that.
make a strength check for me?
Okay,
I would like to, out of character, say that there are people when you're like free climbing, a lot of women do it, so it doesn't require a whole lot of strength.
Most of them use drills when you're doing this sort of thing.
Yep,
I'm not sure if you've ever seen like how you like actually plan a rope or how you like pin a mountain. They usually use power drills.
We haven't really evolved from that technology in like the 200 years that we've been mountain climbing. I don't think great-great-grandpappy was using a power drill to get into the mountain.
Well, no, but it takes a long time. You know, this wasn't something you do in an afternoon. Was, you know, climb a mountain and pin the entire thing. You know, this is like
No, they use
Weeks
these
of
specific
work.
anchor points. But
weeks
does
of
happen.
work.
so while I'm going down, I'm singing to myself. Very
Hey,
nervous
ho,
noises.
hi-ho, it's off to work
That's
we
only
go.
11.
I mean, so you're kind of hoping to find weaker spots in the stone. You know, you're looking for fissures or stuff like that, but this first half all the way up here, it's been weathered smooth from like the wind and the rain, and it's like just solid stone all the way up here, and it's not the easiest for you to get in. And it's going to take you a long time to do this, or you could just say, F it, we're moving on without it. In which case, you'll roll again, as you've just now started to, like, finally make an indent. But I'll remind you that the longer we're here, I'm going to start counting fatigue as you guys are holding on to a rope, and we'll see how this goes. Except for Shalashar, because he doesn't really get tired.
I'm gonna like curse under my breath to myself, and I'm just gonna go lower down and look for another location.
How's it going down there?
Slow.
Alright. Make another one as you like just move down and Shalashar. You also like look down and you see like you guys have heard like for the last like 10 minutes tink, 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 and then it stops. You look down and Assie's moving farther down the rope without it.
Yeah. That time I did do better. I got a 15 that time.
15. This time as like you go down, we'll say like another 50 or so feet. You finally found like a natural crack and you start.
I would go for like a place that looks good, like but like within like 30 feet probably closer to.
Okay, and you do manage to like get this one in, and you secure the rope on the inside of this one. You guys are probably now about, I'll say, 150 feet down this cliff, with the wind just buffeting against you. Can everyone make another athletics check for me?
Another 15. I am really loving this jack of all trades thing right now. It gives me a bonus where there would usually be none.
You got a stick.
A 6?
Yeah, stick.
Alright. At this point, your hands are getting tired. We'll say you're able to hold on, but make a con saving throw for me.
Oh.
I have a 0 bonus to that. Let's see. Oh, a 16. Okay.
16. No. In that case, you're not going to take a point of exhaustion, but next time you are going to have disadvantage as, like, you're now, like, on this rope and you're, like, you're doing one of these. Just every couple of feet now as you're going down, your hands are just getting more and more tired as you're going. So you guys continue down. Ashley, can you make another strength check for me as you go to, like, set in the last one?
I need
and
to
then you
speed
guys
this
will
up,
be at the end of
guys.
this rope.
And that is only 12 this time.
12. Same thing, and as you're hammering, you hear A-Rod go, we need to speed this up. So you can try again, or you can just say, F it, we're doing one, we're getting to the bottom of this rope, and then you guys gotta figure out what you're doing now. Actually, make a perception check for me.
Yeah, that's actually what I was about to ask for. Ooh, that is actually really good. That's 19.
19. So you've gone down, and you've been hammering this. You hear A-Rod say that, and you're like, well, we gotta get off this rope. Where are we going? Where are we putting our feet down? You start looking around, and you think you spot a very narrow ledge that you guys could probably, like, press yourself against and, like, hold on for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Won't be
stop.
comfortable, but you could make it there.
I'm starting to make my way that way.
Alright, so you're actually, taking the rope with you and guiding everyone there. I need one more set of athletics checks from everyone as Assy just starts, moving that way instead.
I'm at disadvantage, right?
Yes.
19.
But there was one thing I wanted to do. What I wanted to ask actually, would Ava be close enough to hear me?
That depends on this athletics check.
I got a 13.
13? Yeah, he's probably close enough.
Yeah. Because I actually wanted to do for him specifically, like for him I wanted to like sing loud enough that he starts to get bardic inspiration.
Oh, so you want a bardic inspiration? That's good, because I also need another con check from both of you this time, as we've now been about 25 minutes or so holding onto this rope. Shalashar, you don't need to sleep. Your muscles don't get tired because you don't have muscles, so you're like, whatever.
Con check.
Yep.
Oh shit, dude. That's what, 21?
Okay. Yeah. What'd you get?
15.
15. All right. At this point, like, your hands are like numb, but you can see the way Ashley's going. Like, with the sound of that humming in your head, you're like, I can make this. I've climbed before. We can make it to the ledge, and soon enough, Assy touches down. You touch down. Shalashar, you also touch down. You guys are now like pressed against the edge of this cliff, just kind of like hanging on. Shalashar, you are.
I'm not going to the cliff.
You're not. Where are you going?
I'm going to continue down.
This is the edge of the
This
rope.
is the end.
You guys are at 450 feet. You're at the edge of
Oh,
your
this
rope.
okay. I thought this was just a small point. Okay.
No.
No, this is the edge of the rope. And you guys
This
have
was
put
a
one
bad
piton
idea.
in. You guys have failed the other two. You are still 850 feet up in the air.
Okay.
So what's
Now
the
what?
plan as you guys are now like, against this? Shalashar, I need you because you actually have someone on your back with the wind blowing. Can you make you can do strength to hold on, or you can make a dex save to try,
I'm
strength or
doing
dex save.
strength, my boy.
I was
Okay.
actually going to say, like, can we
is
try and
it-
arrange it?
Is it
And then
just
it's
a
like-
strength saving throw?
Yeah, it's a
A-Rod
strength
and I
saving throw.
on each side, with like our hands on his, like.
You'll need to shuffle a bit to make that happen,
Middle?
as he was at the top.
Well, I'm
That's
thinking
in-
like I go down to one side, A-Rod goes down, and then Salashar slots
Alright,
down in the middle.
fair enough. What'd you get there, Shalashar?
17.
Alright, 7. You're death gripping this thing. But what's the plan now? Rope is all the way up there.
I'm gonna ask you to do something really sketchy. A-Rod, do you trust me?
With all my heart.
Okay. I'm going to... Instead of, like, slowly adding my essence to the mountain and making a hole, I'm just gonna bore my arm straight into the fucking mountain and I'm just gonna death grip it.
Okay, so you
And I'm
cast.
gonna grab the back of A-Rod's, what are you wearing? Like a leather jerkin? Are you wearing a harness? Are you wearing... Can you
No,
describe
it's a
your
leather
clothes?
jerkin. I got a quiver on my back, one on my hip, leather cloak over me.
You shot a bird out of the fucking sky. Don't let me down. I'm gonna grab you and I'm just gonna jerk you over the edge.
Can you make a strength check to hold on?
Oh Jesus, please.
We're gonna
19 on the die.
Are you letting him pull you away from this cliff, Avon?
Yeah. I said I trusted him, and I do.
Alright, what'd you get?
I need you to shoot the rope at the top.
Alright,
And I'm gonna hold you as far as I can to let you get the best arc.
what's the strength you got there?
After it's all said and done, it's a 25.
Yeah. Oddly enough, this is like the most steady. Like, it kind of chokes you a little bit as you like just suddenly have this against you, and you're like, but it's steady
You're
enough.
being held like a kitten by the scruff.
You're like, help, mom!
I'm gonna take a few very deep breaths. I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna step. My hands are shaking a little bit. I'm just gonna look at them. I'm gonna make sure they steady them. Take my breaths. Take out my bow. Take one of the arrows out of my hip quiver. Line up that shot and pray.
Alright, make an attack roll.
Did you?
Oh, that's a nat 20.
No shit.
Yeah, like, yeah, like I mean, he holds you out there. You take those breaths, and you're kind of like choking a little bit, but you take the time to catch your breath. You line it up, and you even like account for the wind, and like everyone thinks you miss as this arrow goes racing up the side of the mountain and just gently clips through the top of the rope. And like the arrow doesn't even come back down as it just clears the mountain itself, and like very faintly you just hear tick, 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 as it like skips across the stone at the top of the mountain.
All you hear is... "Ah."
That really was a nat 20.
Shoots the goat.
Hmm.
And
So
with that,
as
the
the
rope. Someone's
it
holding
just,
on to the rope, right?
Yes.
Yes. You're just like...
The wind takes it.
Like, well, we're fucked now.
Now what?
There's like a bush between my knees with a rope hanging from it.
Yeah, Shalashar's like, I'm ritual casting my way down this mountain. Mold earth.
10 minutes at a time! Alright. I'm gonna slowly pull you back up, and I'm gonna keep holding on to you until you get your feet, and you're able to, like, hug the mountain.
Right. Can you make another dex saving throw as you're trying to like, or it could be strength as well if you want, as you're like getting your bearings back on this.
And I am holding him, so
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna
So you can
make
have
it hard.
advantage for this to kind of, find your feet.
Was it dexterity?
Yep, dexterity or strength, up to you. As you're just trying to secure
Yeah,
Good,
yourself.
I'll
on
take
this
that advantage. No, 24.
24. Oh yeah, I mean, that you're safely against this again, kind of smiling ear to ear, because that was probably the best shot you've ever
That was a
taken
pretty
in
sick
your life.
shot.
Yeah.
Call it trick shot, motherfucker.
Malashar, I love you, buddy. Don't ever do that again, please.
I
Might
promise
ask
nothing.
at least once more.
Yeah, once more. Nice.
Alright, AC. Pass me that rope.
Yeah, just I like shimmy down a little bit and I like grab it and I like body roll, like trying to like pull this bush up from there and like I just hand you
Because
like
you guys
whole
have the bush hanging still. You got...
It's our safety bush.
It's the safety bush.
In case you fall, you have a soft landing.
Get impaled on the bush.
It's a rose bush, motherfucker. Ah, my hands!
Little hand.
Fun, indeed.
I'm just gonna start pulling on the rope, and I'm going to slot it in where my arm is death gripping through the mountain. I'm just going to slowly fade my arm out, and I'm gonna re-anchor the rope.
Right? Closes in, and you guys are back there again. Same plan as last time, is it?
Rod, if I have to be on a mountain with anybody, I'm glad it's you.
Man, me too. Give me a hug. Give me like a weird sideways on the
Like,
cliff
oh,
hug.
Pat
Yeah.
each other on the shoulder
Yeah.
best we can.
I'm gonna go down first this time.
Whatever you say.
A-Rod, you stay on the cliff. You look like you are You're losing
Yep.
your touch.
My hands are still hurting.
Take your time.
Still made that sick shot though. Did you see that? Just the curve and everything. It had the wind. Oh, I'll never have another shot like that again.
You want to be in the
Um,
middle?
I'm
I'll take
going to pat his back and I'm gonna cast guidance again. I'm gonna reach down and touch my holy symbol, the inverted dagger, and I'm just gonna think about the ebb and flow of life and death. I'm gonna think of things that have not come and things that have already passed. And I'm gonna reach down and I'm just going to try and think about all of the possibilities of life,
Okay.
all the outcomes. And I'm going to let that feeling wash over A-Rod.
The inevitability of death?
Feel better already.
As you look down over this mountain, wind blowing in your hair, braids whipping off to the side.
Inevitability of death.
I'd like to
And-
go on the record and say this was still a bad idea.
Absolutely a bad idea.
Yeah, but it's about the best one we got, so, you know.
Alright, so Shelsha, you're going down first.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the two mortals of this group, are you two following right away? Do you want to like stop here, catch your breath a little, and just let him make it most of the way down first?
I
You guys can take your time. You can sit up here.
face
I have
down
a safety
a little
net.
bit. I'm imagining, like, we need to wait at least, like, 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, you know, kind of catch
At
your
least
breath.
10 minutes.
Let the blood get back into your hands as Shelsha goes down.
Even though I know it doesn't do anything, I'm still going to take the opportunity to, while we're sitting here, talk to A-Rod about, like, different, like... I'm gonna ask him, like, if he knows any Elvish lullabies. I'm gonna sing to him, like, little bits of ones that I know, and, like, any that, like, maybe he remembers one from when he was real young.
Your elfish isn't half bad.
My dad is Elvish, dude.
Yeah, I know, but still, you never know. With these mixed races and all.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, how you like that?
You met my dad.
But while I'm
Learning
doing
new
this,
things about A-Rod.
Right.
while I'm doing this, even though it doesn't do anything, I'm gonna use Song of Rest.
Song of Rest. Alright.
It just gives you like a bonus on your hit dice, but I'm hoping that like maybe it'll help with its little fingers.
Yeah, you know. Fair
I
enough.
do feel refreshed.
Alright, so here's what I need then. Since you two are waiting, I'm just going to get saving throws from you guys. And then Shalasha, you're going to make an athletics check to get onto the rope, and then a strength check to get it through. So you're making 2 different things. You 2 are just doing 1 each. And it can be strength or it can be dex for your saving throw. You guys are just trying to stay on this mountain as best as you can.
Oh, fuck yes, I'm going with dexterity saving throw.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Athletics to get on the rope is a 22.
22, yep, easy
And
enough.
it's a 21 for strength.
21,
44.
24, alright, you're rock
17.
solid. And what did you
I'm
get,
also-
A-Rod?
17.
17, alright. You're also, you're on there. You're safe enough. You're not in any danger of falling this time.
Actually, when I cast guidance, I'm going to touch all 3 of us, just so we all have guidance.
Okay, got it. Alright, now, Shalashar, same thing. It's going to be another athletic and another strength as you get the force pitted in, no problem. As you just get down there. You literally get it in like 5 taps, Before what you guys heard when Assy was tapping, it was like tink, 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 tink for like 10 minutes. Then they go down. Just try a different spot. Shalashar, however, it's
for you.
it's like it's a lot louder as he's like just thumping this thing in there. Still takes about 5 minutes per each one for you.
And then another strength or another athletics.
Another athletics to make your way down, and then another strength. We kind of have to, just repeat it. It's a process.
What is my? If I could just get the flat number, that is 6, 7, 8 to my athletics, and then for strength it's a +2. So 11 plus 8 is 19 for athletics, and then it was a 14 plus 2 for strength, so 16. 16 to get it in.
Alright. This time, you do have a little bit of trouble. So you can try again, or you could say, F it, I'm moving on without it.
I'll try again.
Try again. Alright, one more.
17 plus 2, so 19.
Alright, that time we'll get it in. You 2 have now been up there for 10 minutes. You can start coming down now, or you can wait.
You ready to go?
Oh, you are.
And you look down over the edge, and you see Shalashar's made it about 200 feet down the rope.
We don't survive this. You're my best friend.
My best friend too, buddy.
Alright.
They just swan dive over the edge.
I will need athletics from all 3 of you this time.
I'll see you at the bottom, motherfuckers.
This time it won't be with disadvantage because you stopped, you rested your hand, you had the song of rest, so we're back to just flat athletic checks for you lovely people.
Dirty 20.
19.
Solidly middle of the pack. I'm okay with
15.
that.
Alright, A-Rod, same thing. Your hands are already going numb, like even faster. You are making it down rather quickly this time. You guys, it's more rock solid this time with the pittons, but you definitely like feel your hands are already cramping. You're like, I fucking hate this.
It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea.
A dirty 20 for athletics, but then I got a 7. So I used my guidance, and with my strength bonus, it's 13.
To drive the thing into the wall?
Yep.
That's another, you still doesn't go. You've now been here for 10 minutes. You want to try again? Or do you want to go on without it?
I'm going to climb a little further down.
Alright, so you go down, we'll say another 50 feet. Alright, I need athletics from all of you again. The good
Let's
news
go
is the
up.
pigeons are stopping the rope from waving, right? So that is what I'm taking into account here.
Yeah.
But
That's cocked.
the longer we're on this, the more athletic checks I need.
21
18.
for athletics.
Dirty 20.
Duty 20. And what did you get, A-Rod?
18.
18. Alright, you guys are still holding on. But it's
And then it was
definitely...
a 21 for strength.
Alright, you get that one in. We go down. We're getting close to the edge of the rope. You can either just say F it with going 150 feet down, or you can try to get another piton in.
Can I look around and see if there's anything that we can realistically get to?
Oh yes, perception check. Good call. Where are you guys putting your feet down at this point?
15 plus 8? Yeah. So that's 23.
23. You can see a very narrow edge, but it's like 20 feet below where your rope ends. Or you could climb up and just go sideways and waste about 100 feet of rope to where you think it looks like there's a better alcove. Or, because you have choices, there is another one that's about 200 feet, like halfway through the rope. You guys would have to like climb up again. Now that you're down here, there are not a lot of great choices this time around. Or you could, you know, try to do something a little freaky here. You tell me out of those three. So you got a little bit of a drop. You got off to the side quite a ways. Or you could take the safe bet of about halfway and just kind of only go 200 feet down this time.
Looking up, can we see, can I see, like, the cliff that we left and see the rope?
All the way up there? Yeah, you could see it. It's a ways, though. It's
Okay,
going
I
to
just need
be
to
about 800 feet away from you from where you are.
I just need to make sure that we have we can, like, shoot it.
Oh, yes.
Reclaim the rope.
You could still reclaim the rope whichever way you want. Yes, Assy?
Do I sense my familiar returning to range yet?
At this point, yes, he would be returning to range.
Okay, and like
Because you
how...
guys have now been on this for about almost an hour.
Yeah, and like how successful did Ep19 seem to be?
You have no idea. He doesn't, you know, he doesn't have the envelopes with him when you look. It looks like he dropped them off somewhere to somebody.
Okay, I'm going to, since I feel him returning, I'm going to like knock on the cliff, bamf him out, and knock on it to bamf him back. Dottie's back! And I'm going to like move around and just like hang out by Salashar so he knows that like Owl can get the rope this time.
What time of day is it?
It's getting close to about 4:30.
What time does the sun set?
8, 9.
Okay, so we don't need any external light sources yet.
No,
I
not
think we
yet.
all have dark vision too.
Yeah, but if like we're on the mountainside, I'd want to light a torch or something,
Yeah.
and that way people know that we are up here. There's something happening. Okay. I'm going to call up. Find a spot to get your feet. Stop on a beaten if you have to. I need 10 minutes.
Got it.
Alright. You guys know
actually-
I need saves for you guys to anchor yourself against this mountain some way, somehow. One of you fail. Come on.
Gonna be a dex?
Yeah, I can.
Do they get
Next
advantage
list,
because they're stopping on a beaten they can grab?
They've been on a mountain for like an hour, my dude.
Yeah, but if you can put your foot on it and like grab it, hold it, at least it's something tangible.
If they pass, I'll include a pitten. If they don't, I'm not going to include a pitten. That's the joys of, you know.
I have +6, and I rolled an 8.
An 8. So you had 14.
No, I have an 8 in total.
Yikes.
I rolled a 2.
What did you get, A-Rod?
Dirty 20.
And who was on top?
I think
I don't
she
know.
was.
Alright.
What?
I think wasn't AC on top? Because I went back into the middle.
Alright, in that case, Shalasha, well, first, A-Rod, you will have a reaction as you see Assy kind of like slip, and suddenly they're falling from the cliff. You have a reaction.
Grab.
You want to try to grab them.
Yep, that's all I can do.
Alright, make a dex, we'll say. We'll say you are secured enough against this that you feel, you know.
19 do it?
19? That is enough to, like, grab them, and they are, like, hanging below you. And you're like, hanging onto the rope with one hand, you have Assy with the other. Your shoulder, like, gets wrenched pretty hard stopping this. And
Yeah,
you
I
look up,
figured.
and you can see, like, Assy's hanging, she's, like, quickly finding herself, and A-Rod looks like he's, like, his shoulder... You think he's pulled something, you know. We'll say...
How far
High
up
or
are
low,
you?
A-Rod?
Low.
Low?
like my hopes and dreams.
Yep.
You're a lucky boy. We'll only say you take 3 points of damage, but your shoulder doesn't get dislocated or anything like that.
All
Just
right.
not happy.
Yeah. It's tight all of a sudden.
This is why I love you.
I got you. Please, for the love of all things holy and to all the gods, grab the rope and do not let go, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to grab on. Okay, that time it is much better. That's 17.
Yeah. Last time you saw A-Rod doing it, was like shaking his hands out. The first time you tried to do it with both hands.
Oh,
Fuck.
I see. Did you use your guidance? Because you both still have guidance.
I didn't.
Oh, I didn't. What does that add?
At D4.
I don't think a D4 would have saved that one anyway.
No, but
Definitely not that one.
But
Alright,
yeah, it's good to know.
but everyone's on the cliff now. What did you want to do, Shalashar? As everyone seems like they've secured themselves, more or less.
so how far are they?
From you?
Yeah.
They're anywhere from 10 to 50 feet. With Assy being the closer. Now. Everyone's suddenly at the top again.
I'm just taking a second here. This is gonna get real weird.
And what choice are you going for? Are you at the end of the rope here? Like, how far down have you moved? Just so I'm on the same page here.
Not at the end. I'm probably like 50 feet from the end.
50 feet. Alright, got it. So you guys have moved.
After I get my 10 minutes, do I think I have 10 minutes with how they look?
No. Not really. Look, well, with the way they are now, they could probably hold on, but they do not have any good resting points. They're just like against the mountain. They have a rope between their legs. They're, it could go either way. Flesh is weird like that, You're like, my muscles
It's
are
fine until
short.
it's
I
not.
love this, but for them, they were fine 1 minute, suddenly Assy's falling the next. You're not sure. 10 minutes, it's a stretch.
Okay, question. Because this is your world, this is however God decides it. How big are shields?
Depends on the shield.
It does not specify in your character creation, it just adds +2 to AC. Is it a buckler? Is it a
I
kite
want to
shield?
say it's like a round shield. Or a kite
Round shield, so probably 2.5, 3 feet. Like it's
Sure.
okay. Then using the 10 minutes they buy me, I am going to embed I'm going to embed about a third of my shield into the mountain, and I'm going to let it have it.
Alright, so you want to take the 10 minutes.
Take the 10 minutes.
Alright, in that case, people, lovely flesh people.
Yeah.
I'm going to need 2 for each 5 minutes. 5 minutes is very generous, but I need 2 saving throws. 1 for each 5 minutes.
That's not flying, that's falling with style.
So let's
How
do
dare
the
you.
first one first. A-Rod, I need another saving throw, as Shalashar is taking 10 minutes to ritual cast something.
And this is Constitution?
This is... First... We should... Alright. We'll start with a con, yes. We'll do 2 con saves to see how tired you guys get.
If
At
it
20.
looks like
Nat 20?
Yep.
Alright,
14.
With no modifier, so.
14.
Plus-
Alright, so... Because
don't
you're an
forget
elf...
you have the guidance.
Yes. Because you're an elf and you're used to having trances, you almost go into that against this mountain. Like, you're not even, like, conscious, really, of hanging on. You're just... You kind of enter a trance to just hang on to this thing.
16, I'm adding that guidance since I
Alright.
have it.
And the next one. This time the DC's a little higher. I need another round of con saves.
Nice. 18 and a 19 plus 3 either way.
Jesus Christ.
21.
I got an 18.
These fucking
Woman
dice.
Constitutions.
Alright. The good news is that's a pass. The bad news is you are both still going to take a point of exhaustion.
I have 2 points now, right?
I don't think you got one yet. So
No,
you
okay.
have 1. So you both are at 1 point of exhaustion each. But you guys look down and you see that Shalasha has finally finished his ritual, and he's been like slowly rocking the shield against the mountain as he's doing Mold's Oath, and he's now like secured it in there. So you guys do have a nice place to stand now as you go like, I'm assuming, move to this shield and are
Yeah.
standing on this. You guys are like one big happy family. You kind of have to like cuddle together. You have your arms around each other and like against the mountain as much as possible. And you guys are now at the halfway point for this. You need to do this 2 more times to get all the way down.
Okay.
I'm going to like take Arod's hands in mine, and I'm gonna like rub our hands together, like giving both of us a bit of a massage to get the blood flowing in our fingers.
Oh, it feels so good. Watch your step next time, please.
I know, I'm sorry. Thanks, by the way. And I'm gonna once again like get back to like doing that little Song of Rest singing thing.
I'm gonna reach out and touch all of us again. Life will find a way. We are resilient. Okay, just take your time.
As you say this,
What a
you like
speech.
look at the party and you have like a high perception. Their hands are like shredded. Like it is. Ooh. Manicures for everyone. That's what's required after this. But anyways, what's the plan now for getting the rope?
I'm going to reach, since we're since we have the shield, I'm gonna see if I can kind of reach over and tack a Petanin right beside us.
Make a strength check.
14 plus 2, 16.
Yeah, it takes you a little bit of time, but this is the most stable you've been on this shield, and you managed to knock it into about halfway. You know, it'll hold.
All right.
That's some real sketchy shit, but like this is easily like top 10,
At least we'll have
Yeah.
a story.
probably even top 5.
Wait till Core hears about this.
Hopefully, it doesn't get vertigo. Okay. Since we still have 50 feet, I'm going to start descending, so they can reclaim more space on the shield, so they can get a chance to rest. I'm going to continue down.
Okay, 50 feet down.
Yeah.
Make
As
an
soon
athletics
as-
check for me.
That is a 4.
Mm.
So, is it a 4? No. That's 5. Sorry. But I have a +5, +8 for athletics, and I'm going to use my guidance.
13 plus.
13 plus 4, 17.
17. High or low?
Life finds a way. Hi.
High. In that case, Arod and Assy, you both have a reaction as you watch Arod goes to step over the edge, and in that moment his hand slips from the rope. You have 1 second. What are you guys doing?
I'm going to grab for him and grab for Arod.
I'll brace myself against the mountain best I can.
Alright, can I
And
get
try to-
strength checks from both of you?
Oh, that is not my forte.
And I slip with a 17.
Yes. The DC has been steadily going up as you guys are, you know, in the middle of a mountain, balanced on a shield, trying to get onto a rope.
16.
That's- I got a 16, but I'm gonna add my guidance on there. Yeah, so it's an 18.
Working together, do we have to?
Yes, working together, you guys managed to like push him back against the mountain. There's a loud metallic clang as his armor just like smashes against the cliff, but like he does manage to hold onto the
Time
rope
to
now.
put the rope back in, you know, dude?
Yep, sorry. Okay. Slowly down.
Sketchy shit.
Juxta, you better be up there looking for me.
Alright.
I'll come this fucking far to fall down a mountain. That is a 17 to put the Peton in the mountain.
Now we'll get it in. Same thing. It's decently in there. You think it's secure enough?
I'm going to steady myself again. I'm going to cast Blessing again.
Okay.
Cantrips. Love them.
Now what's the plan as you make it around the last
Keep.
50 feet of this rope? You are now 900 feet down with
400
a
feet.
500 feet above the ground still.
All right. Continue. I'm going to go down 300 feet. I'm going to give us one more break to catch ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah, the owl will like cut the rope out from the very top.
And I'm
Yep.
assuming you're doing that. Are you 10 minutes from Mold Stone or casting it?
For my last time, I'm just going to cast it.
Alright, cast it. Got it. Alright, so you go sink it in. I will need an athletic check for you to go down the rope the 300 feet.
Okay.
Technically it'll be 2, because I've been doing it like every 100 or so. So
That's a 22.
good enough. And another one,
15 plus 8 is 23.
23. Alright, this time you've life death is finding a way as you get down 300 feet. And then you
I'm
want to put
going-
a... Go ahead.
I'm going to take... I'm out of... Oh no. AC has my back.
Yes.
AC,
Yeah?
throw me my shovel.
Okay,
What
I'm
can
gonna
go wrong?
Can you make a ranged attack after you get the shovel out? As it's easy enough for you to dig in there through your pocket space.
I'm gonna do something a little weird.
Okay, I'm here for it.
This has been nothing but jank. Like, there's...
I've been descending the wall with him, yeah?
I assumed you guys were like, you know, resting your hands and stuff, waiting. So you guys are still on the shield, looking down at him. Unless.
Oh, okay. If that's the case, then it's not even that janky. I'm gonna grab the end of the rope, slot the handle of the shovel over it.
How?
Like the shovel, it has like a little hook. Like a lot of shovels, they have like a handle on them.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can like tie it onto the side of your bag.
Okay, but the rope is embedded in, like, literally, if fixed inside the stone.
Okay, then while I'm on the shield, cut it, run it through.
He's
and then
holding on to the rope. Do you
No,
want to
get on
cut the rope?
shield.
You are. He's 300 feet down on the rope.
Oh fuck!
Do you want to cut the rope?
Just...
Yeah, please don't cut the rope.
Yeah,
This
Avon,
isn't janky,
you
trust
look
me.
as you see Assie's
Okay.
there with the knife.
This is okay. Similarly, break the handle.
Goodbye.
Oh, break the handle and then,
And then we form the handle around, and then bend the handle around it.
Make a strength check to break this handle.
just hit A-Rod across the fucking head.
17
Yeah, you managed to...
plus 1, sorry. 18. My best roll on a strength check yet.
Alright, I'll give it to you with that. You managed to, like, you know... You get A-Rod to, like, hold it, and you, like, line up a kick, and you're, like, stomping on this thing. But eventually it does break. You get on the rope, cast mending. It's now affixed to the rope.
Oh.
And you watch as it comes sliding down towards you. You just put your head down, tink.
Double auto.
Can I grab the shovel? And then I'm just going to cast Meld into Stone, I'm just going to basically embed the heel into the mountain to give it like a standing platform.
Okay. So you just...
Not much, but it's something.
Alright. So you're...
Marcellus was like losing
Anyone that walks by this cliff from now on, they just see several kittens, a shield, a shovel stuck into the wall, an edge of a rope just dangling.
Yeah, like, where there's a will, there's a way, motherfucker.
Oh, God.
The whale. There's a magic user with Meld into Stone and Mending.
Alright, so you get onto your new little bird perch on this little shovel. Can you make a dex save to balance on this thing for me? As you are still a heavily ammoed dude with another dude on your back, on the edge of a cliff, balanced on a shovel.
And I grapple the
Bernard has
mountain.
perched on it real happy, like.
You
If
can
he
do dex
dies,
with
we're screwed.
advantage.
Grapple the mountain it is. That's a 1. Oh, that one is a 14, and I have nothing, but I did cast Guidance.
Alright.
That is an 18.
18. That's enough to balance on this. So now you're 300 feet down. Look up, you can see the shield.
I'm gonna take a breath and steady myself. My foot is like on the actual face of the shovel, and then like the rest of my body, I'm kind of like pressing against the wall like a cantilever. So I'm kind of putting all my weight into the mountain.
Yeah, you're like leaning against
Come
it.
down!
Cut the rope.
We're still up here.
Oh, sorry. Did the owl? Oh yeah, Dottie already released
Yes.
it. Never mind.
You are now between the shield where you left them and the shovel that you put in 300 feet down.
You can start coming down.
Alright,
Got it.
athletic checks. If you have a point of exhaustion though, so I believe that means something for you.
What's
Disadvantage, right?
You both do have guidance though.
Looking up just to double check because there are several levels. It might only be for saving throws at this point. Let's find out. Exhaustion, disadvantage on ability checks. Yes, so disadvantage for both of you.
7.
7.
I still have 150 feet of rope around me, right?
Yep.
Like still dangling down.
not 20
Alright. You can...
plus 1.
hold on. Because you got the nat 20, I will let you, A-Rod roll one more time.
Huzzah.
And we're going to say that this is Assy helping you with their nat 20.
Nat 20.
Oh my fucking god. One day I'll just let you fuckers splat. Alright. So with
Still
that,
hanging in there.
you Shalasha, you go, you guys can come down, and then you just hear the sound of A-Rod like yell, and then suddenly you just hear him go, and you look up, and like Assy's like holding him by the scruff of his neck, and he's like getting choked out for a second till he like finds the rope.
Thank you. Thank you.
As I'm
If you say me, you know the books are always balanced.
When we're down there, we'll high five.
Yup.
as they are starting their descent, I'm assuming it's going to take a couple minutes to kind of get down. They're not
About
they're
a
not
minute or
firemen.
two, because they don't need to hold on. You've gone down, you've put the shovel in, they just need to move, right? So it's just their climbing speed. So it's not even really a minute, because you have a climbing speed of like, you know, half your movement basically. So takes
Okay.
them a little bit of time, but not like minutes, you know, like 2-3 minutes basically.
We can also like cover ground real
So-
fast because roads.
Yeah, because rogues.
Okay. Then as
Hiya.
they're starting,
Hiya.
I'm going to crouch down, and I'm going to start casting my ritual, and I'm going to try get my foot and my hand into the mountain.
Okay. It's going to take 10 minutes, so they're going to get there, and you're still going to be casting for like 7 minutes, we'll say.
I am out of level 3 spell slots, so that is all I can do.
Alright. In that case, con saving throws, my friends.
Be going slow. I'm pretty sure at this point. Disadvantage, yeah?
This isn't an ability check, it's a saving throw, so they're just flat.
I
Oh,
realized
okay,
that I
good.
accidentally did the smart thing because with my rolls, I probably would have died.
Oh yeah, first thing just
Yeah, you did that a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was kind of hoping for. Instead, we got the fucking high rollers here.
I mean, you
Now,
gave
whenever
me
one
an
fails, they get a
You gave
20.
me another
Ooh.
chance.
19.
She got a 20. It's technically a group
17.
saving throw, so Alright, that is enough for you guys to hang on there. It's definitely not the most comfortable thing as you guys are dangling onto this. You're still both going to take a point of exhaustion each because the DC has gone up, so at 2 points each. But you don't fall off.
One more
Dude.
stretch, right?
And then they get to they get to my shovel, and do I finish my ritual?
They've been there for a while. You're like,
Okay, so that's okay. So
just
I did
hold
finish my
on
ritual.
for a second as you finish this, and you see they're shaking their hands out, they're cramping up, the wind's blowing. As you guys are
Okay.
now, let's see, you went another 300 down from that, so you guys are almost at the end. You're very close. You're 100 feet off from the ground.
So I'm going to take the end that I have, because I would have taken that 150. I'm going to slot this end in. So as soon as I get onto the shovel, I get some sort of purchase. I'm going to put the end in, my bottom end into the wall, and then I'm going to... Dottie, get the rope and then we can pretty much slide down.
Yep.
Just watch your
Dottie
step.
is going to go up, cut the rope with the talons, but hold on to it. And then fly it and, put it in my hand.
Okay.
Okay.
You guys want to wait and I'll go down first than A-Rod than you? Do this backwards now?
Whatever works. I still have my failsafe.
Alright. One last round of athletic checks. Everyone's
Hold on.
favorite.
Before we do this, we have 400... It's probably closer to 420 feet of rope, right? After we've lost a foot here, a foot there.
Yeah. We'll see 440 feet.
What we can do, take your time. And I'm going to grab the rope, and I'm going to, using some of the experience I've learned in the wild, and my time on a boat, limited as it was, I would have seen, sailors tying knots and everything.
Sure.
I'm going to try and get something from memory, and I want to kind of create a little harness that you put around your waist.
Now we're using harnesses.
Well, if we only have so much room,
No,
here
fair
we
enough.
have the extra bit.
No, I
So I'm
get it.
basically gonna
Tie
see if I
everyone
can.
in.
Cut it off, cut it, tie it around the post, and then mend it together.
Whatever
That's-
it takes. It just
that's
takes a
all
little
you
bit
do.
of time, but eventually you guys will have your harnesses well attached. It's probably about 5 p.m. Getting up there towards 6, 5:30ish, we'll say. By the time you have all of this done.
You guys who look like you're getting tired, use these, rely on these.
Yep.
Actually, looking at both their hands, who seems like they have their hands the most
A-Rod. He
Yeah,
pulled his
probably.
shoulder. He's been having the rougher time.
I'm going to pull off my my powder keg gloves. Don't snap your fingers. Wear these. It'll offer a little bit of reprieve.
I'll take anything I can get at this point.
I don't mind blood in them. Don't
Oh,
worry.
good.
Now just have your bony little skeletal fingers.
Just hands.
Okay.
Take them. Let's go.
All
Nice
right,
stretch.
you guys go first.
Do we
Nice.
still have guidance?
Once more into the breach.
I'm assuming he'll cast it again. Now you guys will have advantage with that, but disadvantage because of the whole exhaustion, so just flat athletic rules. One last one for the last 100 feet.
Ooh, nice.
Nat 1, say it.
30, 20.
Fuck.
No
And
one's going splat.
This is athletics.
Yes.
Solidly, still 16.
Still 16.
Solidly, middle of the pack.
Alright. Eventually, you guys make it back to the solid ground. Hands way worse for wear. Hair whipped to crap from the wind. Tears all over your face, because at some point you were crying. You don't remember when, but it happened.
I blacked out for a minute there. Now my face is
But
salty.
finally, you're back on solid ground, and you look up
I'm gonna
100
hit
feet
the
and
ground.
you see Shalashar. Shalashar, what are you doing?
Now that they're safe, I'm going to start my descent.
Swan dive. One last athletic roll for you as well, my friend.
One.
What is it, buddy?
2.
Oh,
No one's here
Don't
to
you have your-
save you this time.
you have your fail save.
I have guidance. After it's all said and done, it brings it up to a mighty 14.
A mighty 14. You're still going to fall, but you do have a harness on a rope. So, here's what's happening. You two look up, and you see Shalashar starts going, and he slips. And he's falling towards you. You guys can try to do something to cushion his fall in whatever way you want, but he's
Throw the
going
bush!
to hit the ground. What do? You have one reaction.
Can I see where I'm falling?
The world's spinning. With your perception, you can make out your friends below you, and you can make out the ground coming quickly up.
That guy on your
And-
back is dead.
Is there anything? Is it like just land on my back like a turtle?
Just land on your back. You got a cushion built in.
No.
So, what are you
That's
two doing?
the-
I need to know what you two are doing first, and then I can do shallow show. But you guys have a reaction, so you see him falling. Act quickly.
Dottie is going to try and like grab him with the little alpha and like clap both of us to just hold the defend. I'm also going to like pull out.
So 2 points
Hey,
of slashing damage.
Can I convince you to prop my head up so I can see?
What, you're yelling this as you grab my head? No, that's not happening. Hey, Ron,
Like,
what are you doing?
If you're grabbing me to like try and fly, at least let me orient myself.
Hey, Ron, what are you doing?
I like grabbing you like at the shoulders, you know?
Not a whole lot, man. There really isn't a whole. He's
I'm going
falling.
to-
I'm gonna try.
Are you?
I'll
going to-
try to
well-
like catch him.
You want to try to catch it?
Well, not catch him, but I want to see if I can kind of like cushion the like.
I'm gonna like throw half of a blanket at you and be like stretch it out wide. Try and catch him.
Okay.
All right, let's do it. Yeah, all right. We'll use a blanket and try to do that.
Alright, guys, high or low?
I don't know. I'm not making that choice.
Assy, high or low?
Hi. We're high rollers. We're risking it for the biscuit. Give me them big bucks, daddy.
Alright, and shallow show. What are you doing? You're falling. You have one reaction.
Now that the bird is kind of propping me up as best they can, what is around them on the ground? Is there trees that are coming?
Yep.
Is it just flat?
I mean, it's like the trees aren't growing up against the mountain per se. There's a little bit of a clearing here, but not much. You know, we'll say there's like, 40-ish feet or so of clear ground. There's some shrubs here and there pressed against the mountain and stuff like that. Some scragglier things, and maybe even like a couple of like spindly trees growing out of the side of this mountain. But, it's like smaller plants here, right? In the shadow of the mountain, you don't get tall oaks.
Am I close enough to the mountain as I'm falling to kind of like push myself back? Like away from the mountain?
Away from the mountain?
Yeah.
I will let you make a dex save with disadvantage.
11, and that one is a 9. So, 9.
9. Not really. You're able to like stick your leg out and like you hit the mountain, but you don't like push yourself from it. You just like you feel like your leg like crack against it.
How far am I away from the ground as I'm falling?
At this point, about 20 feet. You're in the
Misty step.
very misty step. High or low? I don't think that takes a reaction. I think it takes an action, right?
Bonus action.
Bonus action. Alright, high or low?
Because as soon as I started falling, I'd want to use it.
I know, so high or low? It's not quite
Big one.
used in this manner. I'll allow it.
Well, because what I wanted to do initially was I was going to misty step back up to the rope, but since he went through everything and then trying to catch me.
Well, again, you're falling quickly. You're like getting whipped through the wind. You have a guy on your back. You're not exactly oriented in this moment, and it takes a bonus action, not a reaction.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to do it in the first place.
Again, it's not a reaction, so I could say, go F yourself. So high or low?
Juxta, be with me. Hi.
High. Unfortunately, I rolled a 4.
Wah, wah.
Okay,
What?
well, I'm going to use my Channel Divinity,
Okay.
and I'm going to half the damage I take.
Half. That'll do it. That'll do it. On top of that, you also have the blanket. So that's also going to help.
Just straight through the blanket.
The good news is your Misty Step maybe helps a little bit, but like you don't quite stick the landing.
And I am aiming for my face to hit the ground so I don't squash dude on my back.
Okay, okay.
Belly flop.
Yep.
Alright. This is going to be 87 points of bludgeoning damage from this fall. You get to half it to 47. Sorry, 87, you get to half it to 43.
I still have 13 HP.
You guys are stretching out this blanket. You're going to catch him. His Misty Step goes off. He goes a little bit to the left, and he just slams it to the ground right next to you. Whoa!
Jesus.
Ugh.
That was his fault, right?
It had to have been. We were down here.
You can see my arm is away from my body.
I'll get that for you, bud. Just hold on. I'm gonna check the pulse of the guy on his back too.
I'll roll a medicine check.
I'm not very good at medicine.
That,
Oh, I
That's
got a
a-
+1. Oh, like a 3.
3?
So 4.
I don't think he's breathing! Touching my neck.
I got a pulse.
You're like,
I got a pulse on
check his
Star.
temperature. Why can't I feel his heartbeat? You think he's dead. He's not doing too good. This guy also, you know, he fell 100 feet onto an iron slab.
I'm going to cut the other guy off of Salisha and like pull him off to like give him some.
Some breathing room?
Yeah.
Alright. We're gonna go for break here. Do you guys want 5, 10, or 15 minutes?
15.
15. Alright. We'll be right back. We'll be picking it up with you, Code, just to kind of see like how your adventure has been going for the last 2 or so hours. But you guys did survive your descent down the cliff, mostly unscathed. Couple of broken fingernails, one sprained shoulder, one gigantic faceplant at the end, but no one died. That is the good news.
I'm amazed.
Allegedly,
I,
no
like,
one died. We'll find out about Richardson when we get back. So we'll see you guys in 15 minutes at 8 p.m. BRB.
I'm really surprised.
I am. Wow. Yeah, I can't believe that. I thought for sure.
Okay. Looks like everyone's back, so we're gonna go rejoin this. We're gonna unmute ourselves. We'll get back to this. Let's see what's going on.
Out.
I can't wait to see Connor.
You guys good to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, in that case, we'll end the break just a little early by 2 minutes, and we'll jump back in. Alright, welcome back, everybody. So, while all of this was going on, this death-defying climb ending in a bit of a splattering, but thankfully, thanks to whatever divine protection Shalashai seems to have, or whatever powers he's able to harness from some deity, you managed to survive your fall. Meanwhile, Cole, you're heading back towards the goat herder's house and eventually down off of the mountain. What kind of pace are you setting? What exactly is Cole doing as you are making the way there? You said you wanted the two kids, Basha and Sylvie, on Mr. Fluffykins, but are you planning to move quicker? Because I will point this out, and you would be aware of this as well, studying this map. The original time frame that I gave you was set for the walking pace of your companions, not your mount, if you were to be trying to, make all haste.
Yeah, but I'm not on the mount.
Okay.
So, still considered fast paced for walking while it's safe, and then slow down for when it's not.
Alright. I just need a quick perception check from you, as you wanted to be on the lookout for a devious goat of some describe.
The only thing they fear is you.
No, it doesn't. That's the thing. It already beat me. It doesn't.
Bested. Once already.
And that's went off the table. I will find that in a minute. Yeah. Keeping in pace. That's a whole 5.
5.
Yep.
It is. You don't really hear any sounds of impending goat doom. It just seems to be a very nice kind of relaxing stroll through the woods. But at one point, about half an hour or so in, Sylvie turns to says "Did you hear that?"
What?
Guitar shredding in the distance.
Just heard.
I didn't hear anything.
Sorry, it must have been just the wind or something. While after this, as you're just following this path, eventually you do make it back to the goat herder's house. You can move past that if you want. You can come stalk in. At this point, you do hear the goats, and there's several in the pen. Same as, looks identical as it did this morning, except there's now a little bit of a fire in the house, and you can see some orange light spilling out from the window as the day is starting to get a bit darker.
Yeah, I was about to ask, how darker?
Not terribly dark, it's mostly getting cold up here on top of the mountain as the sun sets. You're surrounded by stone and stuff like that, so it's the only real thing that would concern you. Not the night at this point, not quite yet, but definitely the lack of warmth is starting to become an issue.
Enough daylight to get to the bottom of the mountain?
Yep. If you were to just keep on walking without stopping, you could make it to that.
Alright, yeah, we'll head to the bottom of the mountain then before making a camp on the rocks.
Alright, do you want to go back to the same cave you were at last time?
If it's on the way, I guess.
It is. I mean, you guys popped your little heads out. You spotted that trail about 10 minutes away, and you guys took that way up. It's literally right there.
Yeah, we'll head there then.
Alright.
I'm gonna flip off the goats as we pass by.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. Basha has she seemed very tired. She's fallen asleep, and Philby's just kind of keeping her there. He doesn't really seem like he's saying much. He's just kind of keeping his eyes on you. His eyes are darting around. He maybe asks a question or two, where'd your mount come from, stuff like that, but nothing too important unless there's any topics you want to broach with these kids as you make your way down.
Honestly, not really.
Not really. You just want to. All right.
No.
In that case, you'll get there just as the sun's starting to set, and you'll be able to make your camp within this cave. Still abandoned. Luckily, the smell of shit, it's been, 24 hours, has dissipated. It doesn't smell as bad as it did.
All right, kids. Who wants the first watch? Because we're going to be keeping a watch during every night.
We are?
Oh yes, we are.
I guess I could take first watch. Bash is still asleep, and he's like, He's like trying to help her down, and she's like half asleep still, and she's like, "What the fuck? Where are we?" He's like, "Just fucking come here."
Like swatting its hands.
All right, I'll take the middle watch then.
I don't mean to be rude, but like, you know how to fight? Are we running if we get into trouble? What?
Oh yeah, don't worry. I'm very good in a fight. If we do have to fight, you two are gonna get onto Kin, and you guys are gonna ride off like a good couple 100 yards.
Okay, I mean, we did come to fight a bear. We're not useless.
Yeah, look how that went.
I mean, I'm fine. And Thilby kind of like puffs up his chest a little bit.
Just fucking push this friend in front of the bear. Good luck.
No, might be smaller than you, but I'm considerably tougher.
Is that so? Alright. Definitely like he is like eyeing you up and down at this point as you say that.
Opens your chest.
Get in the oven! It is a bit of a juxtaposition because you're smaller in stature, your armors are like hobbled together, you have a bearded axe, you have your little spear, and then this guy, he's wearing very nice leather, everything's full lined, and he has like a very, very large spear with like a very like kind of a crescent guard at the top as well. Like, this guy is probably wearing cool, you're really not too sure. It looks expensive. You don't really have a way to gauge
He's wearing
stuff he's having, but you're like, that probably cost something.
I'm gonna look him right in the eye, use my Heart of Darkness feature, and be like, "Do you really want to try me?"
I didn't say I want to try you. And he kind of like puts his hands up a little defensively, backs away. I'll go take first watch. You get some rest.
Don't forget to eat something.
Yes, father.
Mm.
Delio posts himself up. All right.
Before I go to bed, I'll flick the earring. Daily check-in. We got down to the cave. We're doing all right. See you in a couple days.
You hear this, A-Rod?
Yep.
Pudding!
Well, we got to the bottom of the cliff,
Yeah.
mostly unharmed.
Yeah, you pretty much hear this as you guys are like helping Shalashal up, and like his faceplate is dented in, his chest piece. He looks vaguely like flat.
Crushed penny.
Yes, he's very smooth on one side now, very smooth.
Step here. Give me a faceplate. I'll fix it up, and I'll send Dottie to see if anybody's coming to help us.
Oh, Cord's alright. I guess they found some camp.
That's good.
Help me take him off first. I'm gonna.
I already did.
Yeah, he's lying on the ground next to you. Yeah, you're still in a daze. You say this, and as you like look to the side, there he is lying on the
Where's the
ground.
kid? I'm gonna kind of like gather my wits. I'm just gonna take off my helmet, and I'm just gonna lean over him immediately. just skeletal face exposed. I'm just gonna be like trying to. I want to see if he's breathing. I want to check for a pulse. Medicine check.
Yep, medicine check. A-Rod's doing this too. He has like his hand on his forehead. He's like, I don't feel a pulse.
That's a nat 20 for medicine.
I'm going to nick Salashar's helmet.
Okay. Well, he already took it off, so
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm like. I'm gonna just steal it,
Alright.
and I'm gonna like go over to a rock, pull out my hammer, and like start like kind of bang
He
it
is
back out.
not breathing. You know, you look at him and it looks like he like broke his neck in the fall. You know, you're like feeling for the pulse, and you just like you feel like the entire head just shift, and you're like, that's not good.
And that was with my my having the damage,
Yep, but
because I had it for both of us.
43 is still a lethal dose.
Yep. I'm going to invert my healing. I'm going to invert my pain, and I'm going to grab the back of his neck, and I'm going to cast Inflict Set Neck.
Inflict set neck. Alright, roll your...
25.
25. Yep, you like... It's an audible crack, almost as loud as the sound that Shalasha made when he, like, you know, meteored to meet the oath once again. This audible popping sound kind of like echoes throughout the trees, and you guys like look around, and a couple of bullets shoot off into the trees as well. You know, they landed briefly, you know, they took off, landed again, take off again, and they're like, what the fuck is going on with these people?
Do I see any signs of life still?
Besides the bullets that are cussing you guys out by cawing, you can like see him, and you like open his eyes, and you can see like his pupils dilate a little bit. Like, so he's responsive, and he's kind of like, you hear him talking very softly, you know, he's just like, and he's like he's verbalizing sounds, but nothing you can really make out as you like put your ear close to his mouth.
So he is alive now, he's
even conscious in this moment, but he seems very confused, he seems very weak, and his voice is very raspy. He's very parched in this moment, and you know, he kind of like lulls back into unconsciousness as well.
Guys, water. I'm gonna kind of basically, I'm forgoing the fact that he's looking death in the face. Like he just sees the empty eye sockets. I'm gonna try and cradle his head like a baby, because since they don't have a lot like muscle control, so I'm gonna try and cradle him, and I'm just gonna like, anybody, water.
Got you. I'll pull out my water.
I'm gonna lean it gently to his lips, and I'm gonna start like trying to like see if he's responsive to drinking it.
I mean, he's swallowing a little bit, you know, but you gotta like do it very, very slowly, very carefully.
Get
I'm
as much
old.
on him as
I got
it-
time,
Yeah, I get it.
so I'm just trying to get a little bit down his throat. All right. Now, hey Rod, can you do me a favor? Can you
No more favors.
boot me in the shoulder right here?
Yep, no problem. Sure. Then I'll kick him. I'll just like I'm kicking the door down.
You hear like a crunching, cracking sound as my arm just jams back into its socket.
Yeah, after he like passes your arm back.
There. Okay.
That was gross.
Ewy.
You want to see a magic trick?
Hey,
Just pull it
I
out.
gotta kick it back in.
I invented it. Mostly.
Yeah. As he is holding up your helmet, slightly undented, but definitely still, you know, it looks like you got in a fight. Maybe you won. It's a toss-up.
You didn't lose the fight anymore.
Yeah, there's shape to the helmet now, though, instead of it just being flat on that side.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
if we get to someone with like an actual forge, I could probably fix it, but like that's the best.
The
I can
weirdest
do
is, like, you know when you take metal and you bend it back and forth?
Okay.
And you get, like,
Yeah.
those stress marks? There's stress marks now throughout your helmet.
I can fix it better in like an actual forge, but like this is the best I can do out here with like I got a hammer, I got some rocks. I'm working with what I've got, you know.
I appreciate it. Okay. Now. Fucking shit. Help me restrap him. We gotta make it to town.
Guy doesn't have much time left.
He's responsive. He's alive.
Okay. I'm gonna
I guess jam my back on.
on you, and I'm gonna send Dottie, like, going back and forth between the town and us.
Alright.
Trying to, like, get attention and lead people to us.
I'm going to take a dash action all the way there if possible.
Alright, so you
Con
just want to
save.
start busting
Yep.
Sheik.
Yep.
Alright, Are
Yep.
you letting the other two keep up with you, or you like...
They're rogues. They
Well-
will have no problem.
Yeah, I guess. You guys also got... Yeah. Alright, you guys...
I'm the one in heavy.
We
Start-
can do 3 dashes a time. Stalishaw can do 2.
Alright, so you guys just start busting Sheik through the woods. As well as Dottie looking.
Mhm.
You can see, like, on the edge of town, it seems like there's quite a few people that have gathered a little bit. They figured it out, and you can see one group that is, like, on the road. They're not going to run into you guys as you guys are running through the woods. But you get the idea they're probably heading towards, like, the start of the goat trail.
I'm gonna have Dottie grab some attention from people and, like, this way.
To get to you guys in the woods?
Yeah.
Right. Some will also break off and they'll go that way as well. And as you guys are running through the woods, eventually you do come into, you see some torches off in the woods. As well as, who has their passive perception above 15?
Dottie?
No.
Anyone?
Dalashar.
Shalashar. You will make out what seems to be several elven forms that are even ahead of the torches that are like getting close to you guys. It seems to be 2 elves that are like moving through the trees rather quickly in a very similar way that you've seen A-Rod move. And you can also see off in the distance the torches that are coming here, but the elves seem faster.
As we're running, I'm just going to raise my hand to my mouth and let out a whistle.
Okay. You can see like the forms, like they shift and they start moving directly towards you guys now that they know where you are.
Hey Rod, quick, to me. I'm gonna use my ring. I'm gonna use my my earring a message.
Yeah, what's up?
I don't have my gloves on.
Here, take them.
Like the elves, I'm just like,
Help! Help!
so I'm gonna like jam them on really quickly.
Sorry about the blood.
No, that's fine. Are the elves pretty much on us?
Yep, they are getting very, very close now.
I'm gonna try to stealth,
Alright, roll a stealth check. Of course you would.
of course.
Wanna be here?
25.
25, yeah, you see this, you throw the gloves, and you quickly, move off to the side to get out of the way. Meanwhile, Shalasha and Assy, as you two are, running there, you hear someone yell out there, go, "Did you send the owl?" I heard
We got Richard, Sunny-O!
And they approach, and it does seem to be 2 elves, and they're wearing, some weird... You think it's leather? But it's, looks like it's, plated on top of each other, almost like some sort of weird scale, and, they approach you guys, and they're like, "We can take him from here. We got this." And as the humans are getting closer now, the armor itself is actually reflecting the light off of it. It's actually metallic, even though it looks to be leather or wood. It's a very strange material, whatever it is. And
Just
they're,
letting you know.
unstrapping him from you if you let them.
Yep. As they're doing, I'm here like,
They can't unstrap it, there are no
feel them-
straps.
well, untying the leather from
Well,
around
they'll,
me.
No,
they'll, they'll cut it if they have to, right? They get
Yeah.
to you and they're like, we got it from here. And if you don't stop them, they're doing whatever it takes to get this guy off of you.
Yep. It's extra material. I healed him at the top. I used some magic on him to make sure that it didn't decay, but with the best I know, he needs some medicine. He needs something to stop the infection.
You did good work. Very good work.
Philby and Basher, they're up the mountain.
The other 2 kids, they're with one of our other party members. They're in the cave a ways back around the mountain.
Oh, it's a little awkward. Richard went off with Dorman to go meet up there. We figured he'd be with the other one. Wasn't very clear in the letter.
I mean, we just scaled the
What's
face
the
of the
shortest
mountain
route?
to get here.
Well, you'll be glad to know his son's safe when he gets back here. And they've at this point they've like picked him up and they're like setting out. One of them like goes and he pulls out some weird structure and they're setting it up between them as everyone else gets here. So there's two elves and then there's a kind of larger barrel-chested human with a torch, and he actually has like what seems to be you would recognize this, A-Rod, a badge. Actually, same with you, Assy. It's the same badge that like the people of Milscar had, but this is the badge of Fey Pond, and it has actually what seems to be it's a blue circle with 5 points of silver around it, almost like dots that frame it. And upon seeing this, he just kind of like steps aside and is like just holding the torch above for everyone as they're like gathering them up. And like, are you coming with us to town? Spending the night? We can get you someplace set up if you want.
Actually, yes. I'm gonna reach down into my cloak. I'm gonna pull out the pin of our lovely employer. I'm just going to reaffix it to the front of my splint. Yeah, we're actually here on business and we ran into the kids. We would love a place to sit down. My bones are aching.
Upon seeing you kind of like put this thing on the human, it kind of like changes the way he's looking at you guys. Before it looked like he was like scanning you guys for like any sort of trouble. Upon seeing this, he kind of like shifts this thing. He looks a little taken aback and goes, "I'll get you a lodging. You can come with me to my office and we can talk if you need to talk business." Roderick, and he'll like put his hand out towards you.
Solashar.
Nice to meet you. And you are? And he looks towards you, Assy.
Asapia.
Asapia. Nice to meet you. Just the two of you. And
we have
Cole, you said.
Yeah. And our other friend is around here somewhere.
Oh. If he gets
Yeah.
lost, we can send someone out to look for him. Is he okay? Does he need medical attention?
He's
He kinda,
fine.
like, looks over your shoulder.
He was watching behind us, making sure nothing was following the smell of blood.
Well,
I think some rest before business is definitely needed.
rest before business.
Do you have a forge? A blacksmith?
We have
I-
several.
I took a slip down the mountain and
Oh, we'll get that repaired. No charge, you did us a great service.
Thank you.
We'll get you home. Well, not home. We'll get you to town. We'll get you settled in. We'll talk business in the morning.
Thank you. Please lead the way.
Alright, with that, he start taking you guys through the woods towards Fey Pond.
And AC, do you want to send Dottie back to Richard? Just
I'm gonna write a quick note. Just missed us. Roderick's son has been
Richardson.
returned to the town. To Fay Pond. Send Dottie that way.
Alright, you send it Dottie that way.
Oh, Richard!
Alright. And with that, you guys do arrive in the town of Fey Pond as you kind of come into this place. I'll give you a brief description, but nothing too crazy, as we are getting close to the end of this episode. But as you emerge from these trees into this place, there's actually a very weird sort of fusion of the way that this entire place is built. A-Rod and Assy, being from Chow, you recognize that this is a very elven town, specifically closer to the center. This entire town is built around this pond. There's 5 spires that stretch up into the air around it. They frame this thing. The spires themselves are some sort of weird metalwork. They almost twist together. They have a very wide base and you can see through it. But as it goes up, it twists and it gets tighter and tighter and tighter until it comes to almost a point. Between these 5 spires, there are these long bridges. They almost sway. They have a nice, very natural thing to them. Nothing too steep. It would be easy to walk on. But every single thing on this place is metal. It's steel. It's some sort of metallic compound. You're unsure of the material itself, but it seems as though it's been growing. The buildings around this, you can make out what seems to actually be almost like an Orcish influence. You know, before you guys came from the human towns where they had these beautiful stone and wood structures, but the other buildings around these spires, they seem to be cloth and wood, or maybe bone. You're unsure, but it seems almost like, you know, I don't want to say tents, but tent structures that kind of
Little
like
bit more
dot
radical.
here and there around it. And then the center of the town, it's just these 5 spires and the bridges between them. Each of these spires, however, seem as though they have a different function to them. You know, there's certain stores here and there, but as I said, they have a very wide base. Doesn't mean there's nothing there. Instead, there's actually like domed structures at the bottom of each of these. So you have this pool in the center with these 5 spires. Each spire itself has 5 bubbles around it with different buildings and signs on each one of them. As you guys are kind of taken through this, Broderick briefly just points out to a couple of structures. The ones that he does point out to you, he goes, we'll put you in the Grumpy Hornet for tonight. You seem like you could use a drink, right?
Oh, yeah. Not a big drinker, but yeah.
Alright.
I think he's quick.
Takes you to actually what seems to be the nearest spire, and he kind of like walks clockwise around it to one of the large bubbled structures. The door that's inset in this structure is wooden, and you can see a sign up above, and it has a wasp on it that seems to like it's like on top of a beehive, and you read the words "The Grumpy Hornet." Some of the best ale in this town comes from here. I'll make sure you get your room, and he pushes the door open. Decent enough place, clean enough. Doesn't seem overly packed or anything like that. And the weirdest thing about this is the room itself kind of gets wider as it goes, right? The entire building, it's almost triangular in shape, but like with very rounded corners. Couple of chairs, couple of tables here and there. As most taverns have in this world, just a simple long bar at the end. And Roger kind of like walks up there. He actually kind of walks ahead of you guys, and he like leans in, whispers some stuff to this guy, and the guy just slides over some room keys, starts literally just setting stuff up onto the bar for you guys. He's putting up food, he's putting up ale, and then Broderick turns towards you guys and goes, "Not a lot of people here tonight. You don't get a lot of visitors in Fey Pond. If you need me, I'm in the pyre just across the pond there. Besides that, just hope you guys have a good night. If you need anything, you can ask for me." Besides that, the other person you'll be meeting is Jandar. He's actually supposed to be in charge of this town, and it was the 2 of us that asked for Millsworn's aid. But we'll talk about that tomorrow.
Thank you for the hospitality.
Oh, please.
It's definitely appreciated.
Oh, don't worry about it. You showed up, you're already doing way more than pulling your weight, and you just got here. I almost feel bad asking for more, but we'll get to that. You guys have yourself a nice night.
Good job.
But, I hope you don't mind the quiet. As I said, it's a little dead around here these days.
Not at all.
Kind of prefer it after today.
Quiet as the dead.
Indeed.
Already asleep.
Starts walking towards the door, and he turns back and goes, "I should warn you, though. There's some weird things going on around here. Not just
That's
because
why
of the
we're-
Fae.
Okay.
It's important that if you hear anything weird at night, don't go off into the woods. We'll deal with it, we'll look into it. We don't know what's going on, but we don't need everyone running off and scattering. Just stay inside. Don't worry about it, we'll look into it, we'll figure it out. We do not need more rogue elements, there's enough of that in this town."
I just dart my eyes at AC.
So you stay safe. Once again, thank you. You did a lot this morning. And
I'm gonna like sit down at the bar and like put my head on it and like I'm already half asleep.
I'm gonna reach up and touch my earring. So we're in, and I'm just gonna call A-Rod. Ring ring. We're at a tavern called the Grumpy Hornet. Drinks, food, everything's on the house.
Cool.
Everyone here's a friend.
No, but I
You had me here. You had me there on drinks. I'll be heading in, and then I'll come along.
Barkeep, can I get a straw?
Alright, 1 second. I'm just making a note so I don't forget any of this. Yeah, the elven gentleman behind the thing, he just quickly bends down, pulls out what seems to be a metal straw, hands it to you, has a nice little bend in it, and he goes, "Is there anything else I can do for you tonight, or?"
Is there anyone we can wash?
Yes, actually. I can show you to your rooms if you want. As you see, there isn't much in here. Your rooms are actually in the spire itself.
That's
And he
interesting.
pushes the keys towards you guys. Follow this up 3 floors. That's where you'll find them. The second floor is actually the bathhouse, and you can just get into there. And then this is the bottom floor. And second floor bath. Third, we get into the rooms. It goes up several floors. We have about 10, and then you need higher keys to get into the rooms beyond that. But third floor rooms, second floor that. If you need anything, you can simply ring the bell and we'll show up. We don't offer room service though, as I'm the only one working here right now.
Out of curiosity, is anyone manning the forges right now?
At this hour, no. We're currently under curfew.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna slip the metal straw under my mask, under my mouth. It's gonna take a.
Stuck to your face. We could get that off if you want.
It actually protects me from the sunlight. I have a bit of a sunlight sensitivity.
Oh, no sun gets in here. Don't be silly. It's fine.
It just depends. Some days are worse. I actually need, if possible, tomorrow I'm gonna need help repairing all of this. I took a spill coming down the mountain. So, as you can see, it's all worn and dented.
Well, I saw you came in with Roderick. I'm sure he'll have you sorted right as rain in the morning. He's very, very punctual, that man. Which is quite rare for humans.
That is fair. I mean,
Usually they're in a rush, but I respect it. He sticks to a schedule.
so if you've been along as long as we have, alive as long as we have, you come to enjoy things a little bit more.
Exactly. Not a lot of rushing, but
I mean, some rushing today.
now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go set up your rooms, make sure everything is perfect.
I appreciate it.
Please enjoy your food. That he's gonna just kind of bow to you guys as he takes several long steps backwards before finally turning around and walking up the stairs.
Well, that sucked. At least we got through it.
Oh,
Every
my
time somebody
hands.
asks if your helmet is stuck to your face, just say yeah. I'll help you with it later.
I was afraid that he would just try and pry it off.
That would have been bad.
I know little bits about the elves and their ability to work metal, so I didn't want him to just bibbity bobbity off with the helmet, because that would
I
not
don't
be
assume people would have that skill.
I'm not a metalworking elf. I could not tell you
I'm related
Better
to one.
safe than sorry.
exactly. If it's a comfort thing, they're less likely to do it. As hey Rod, I'm gonna pull the straw out, just kind of awkwardly jimmy it out of my mask. Finish this ale for me. I gotta rest.
Oh yeah, no, that's no problem. I'll just take that from you right here. Don't you worry.
I'm gonna just take the first room and look at the key with the lowest number. This one.
Alright.
And I'm gonna rest.
assuming we were given like 2 keys since they only thought there were 2 of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
3, because you guys mentioned there were 3 of you.
Hey, Ron, you want to share?
Yeah, we can bunk up.
Like the idea of being alone in this place.
Was A-Rod in earshot when he... No, he probably wasn't. Just a quick thing before we go. We were told that if anything happens in the middle of the night, any weird sounds, don't investigate.
Oh, I wasn't planning on it. After today, all I want to do is sleep.
I'm not certain if there's any fey fuckery.
Oh, I'm sure there is. I mean, look where we are.
Any charming effects? Anything that might kind of get you off your defense? Maybe lock the door.
Always lock the door.
I was
Do
thinking.
you mind if I get my bag back, AC?
I was actually thinking, hot shower.
Definitely a hot shower.
No bag.
Can I get my bag, AC?
Yes. Wait.
I need to
I'm
find
gonna
a...
pull out a bag, but it's not your bag, and I'm gonna pull out a different bag. At that time, it's your bag.
Love your lovely sorting system.
I'm tired, dude. What do you want from me?
I appreciate it. I need to find a shovel and a shield now. Ugh. And I'm just gonna like clank my bones together all the way up the stairs. Just hear like spooky, scary skeletons just rattling. And I'm just gonna drag myself to bed.
Alright. Everyone else going to bed as well?
Taking a shower, then going to bed.
I'll up your back if you up mine.
Always. Trazies.
Now, very quickly, just to give you an idea, the bathhouse itself is actually like, they have mini spires inside, and it actually like shoots water out like a sprinkler system, and it almost like
Oh, that's
it out
cute.
in like sheets and stuff like that, and there's like 5 in there as well. There seems to be a thing for 5 spires wherever you go in this town. The beds themselves as well is nice wooden bed frames. You can kind of think of like the Lord of the Rings, the Elven towns, but everything is just metal. You know, they also have some very nice furniture in there. They have dressers, they have side tables, they have the bed itself, and then there's also even a nice table and a couple of chairs in each room. The beds themselves, not the largest, you know, but not the smallest. There's definitely nice accommodations for you all as you have the showers, you wash a little bit of the weariness from your bones, shall we say, and settle down for the night. Alternatively, we have Cole, who is currently
In Poop Shack.
in a cave. And now, before we end today's episode, I just need to ask you a quick question, Cole. When you dream, do you shape the dreams or do you follow the dreams?
Feels like a loaded question.
I think that would. I think that would be kind of random.
Well, in that case, when you do fall asleep tonight, you find yourself dreaming again. This time, you're in a very dark tunnel. You look back over your shoulder and it stretches back farther than your eyes can see darkness. Same with when you look forward, darkness. Don't really feel pressed to move either way, but you know you have to choose a direction in this dark tunnel. Which way do you go?
I move forward.
And what is Cole thinking about as he's moving through this tunnel? The darkness itself, as you move forward, seems to just stretch on and on. You don't really know if you're moving in the right direction or even if you are moving. There's no way to really orientate yourself within this tunnel.
Thinking how this This is something new. I haven't been here before. Why am I here? I've never seen this place.
As you are moving forward and you're having these thoughts and you're thinking things seem, do you feel like you belong here in the darkness?
Oh, I mean, I'm used to darkness, but it's more the place itself that sets me off a little bit.
Alright, but it's not an
Nervousness, I guess?
uncomfortable feeling for you. You're
Not quite.
not quite. Well, as you kind of have this feeling, you don't feel rejected from this place. It's just different. It's a place you haven't been before. The tunnel starts to take on certain aspects that, again, it's unfamiliar to you. The stone itself, it's a weird material. Again, it's something you're not used to, but it definitely seems instead of the rough hewn stone it was before, it's turning into something more worked, but still something alien, something you're not used to. The rough stone itself is turning more into bricks, and eventually you're almost walking through, instead of a rough tunnel, but more of a stone brick tunnel. The archway itself coming to more of a peak, and you're starting to now see something off in the distance. The same shapes of buildings. You've been in this place before. The last time you had a dream before you turned around to face your tail. You can make out some of those structures. You know that you have been here before. The tunnel was something different, but you have now arrived back at the same place you were last time you were dreaming. If you want to keep going.
I'm going to look at the top of one of the structures and just think about myself on top, standing on top of it.
You think about this, suddenly you do start to almost drift towards that space itself, actually kind of folding in. You feel the tunnel behind you almost collapsing, and then suddenly you are on top of this structure, and you get a better view of everything around, and it seems to be a subterranean city that just stretches on farther than your eyes can see in pretty much any direction. The buildings themselves, though, are something you've never seen before. These are all decently sized structures. Whoever built this don't seem to be here now. This town, the city, these structures, it's quiet. You don't hear any wind coming up the tunnel, it's just stillness, darkness.
I'm gonna start hopping from rooftop to rooftop and moving in deeper.
Okay. Are you looking for anything, or what is Core thinking of as he's going from one structure to the next? Each structure revealing more and more of this city. The buildings in some seem like they could be getting taller or smaller. It's really up to you as to what it is you want to move towards in this place. But you do notice, roll a history check for me.
History. Plus nothing. It's a 1.
A 1.
Yep.
You've never seen this, but some of these buildings actually, as you're moving through them, you can look up and you see other buildings hanging from the roof of this cave, almost like stalactites. But there's no discernible stairs or anything like that to get to them.
I'm gonna start moving towards the center of this place.
The center of this place.
Yeah. As for what I'm thinking, I know he's in here somewhere. There's gotta be a place I can see him without being noticed.
Okay. As you're having this thought, you're moving to the center and you're thinking, where is he? I know he's here. You can almost start to see shadows no longer just hiding the city and disappearing. It almost seems instead like they're moving around you, almost like they're trying to hide you. And as these shadows are moving around you, you just hear that voice, and it just says, "Are you coming home?"
I'll be there when I'm ready.
Finally, you do reach the center of this town. And when you reach it, there is a name that kind of comes into your head. You're not really sure what it is, but you have heard this name before. Anima Solis, the Lost City. The same city that you know Danny and Sarah have been seeking.
Oops.
And you're kind of standing here in the middle of this town. Structures kind of all around you. You look up, and you can actually see, like, the name carved into the top of this cavern. Almost in a circular pattern. And at this point, you kind of, like, wake up as, like, Thilby's, like, shaking you awake. He goes, "It's your turn for watch."
Oh. Yeah, okay, thanks. Get some sleep.
Alright. You too. I didn't see anything. Night's been chill.
Good.
And with that, that is where we are going to end today's episode. Thank you guys for joining us. It's been fun. And we will hopefully see you guys next Thursday.
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Thank you. See you guys then.
Thursday.
Till then, hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.